Welcome back everybody to another YouTube video. It has been a long time. I say it in a lot of videos that I make because of the fact that I do record them, I do play decks, I do play games, but I even download everything. I just don't have the incentive at the moment to edit with the work that I'm doing with work live and such. So this is what it is. But this time no excuses because we played our first Eddison format Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. And I went 3-1, which you have seen it, Montage Dragon. Thank you to zuicid or zuicid or zuicid. I don't know how you pronounce his name. He always says it in his videos, but I still don't remember. And I went just 3-1 with Montage Dragon. This card is so beautifully amazing. It's so much fun. This card is pretty sick. It's ultimate. There's nothing that can go wrong here. So just let's get into the deck profile and see the deck, and of course the list. So of course we play 3 Montage Dragons. This card literally just you need to discard at least 3 other monsters from your hand to summon this card, and this card's attack gains gains attack equal to the level of the discarded monsters you have times 300. So you play a lot of high star cards, level cards in your deck, so you can just summon this card for easy OTK potential. This wins you the game, nothing else. If you don't see this card, you cannot win. It's just that easy. Next up are the level 10 monsters. I played 3 Cyber Eltenin. Cyber Eltenin is a card that you can just summon, and when this card is you can special summon this card by banishing light machine monsters from your field and hand. And then this card gains 500 attack for each that you're banished by this effect, and then it gains 500, so 500 attack and defense for each. And then if this card is summoned, you can activate its effect. Then you can send all other face-up monsters from the field to the graveyard. So this is a very strong card. Most of the time you just send it away with other cards, just because of effects that you have. So it's not. It's still a good card to just make your opponent stall for a bit longer. I played 3 Machina Force. This card is just a discard. It's just level 10 that you can discard for Montage Dragon. It is searchable. It's sendable by other cards. So this is a very good combo piece to get into some other combo card. I played 3 Gate Guardians. Yes, 3 Gate Guardians. At 3 different kind of rarities, because these 2 are secret, but this one is a speed duel secret and this one is the Metal Raider secret. So you know, you have to play what you have to play. These are the only level 11 cards that I own, so this just makes it so that Montage Dragon isn't 9000 but 9300 if you discard one of this card, because in the old deck of Zuicid you should have 9900, so you can at least, if you bump over a card that has 1800, you still OTK, and I really missed those cards. But U-Bells both of U-Bells are just €5 a piece, €6 a piece, and I just didn't want to pay €20 for a card that maybe is going to get reprint because we get U-Bells support soon. So I don't know how those deck works, but still, only a level 11. Then we played 3 Obelisk the Tormentor, just because it's a high level card. This is the last high level card that I play in this deck. The reason why I play Obelisk instead of other cards is Obelisk is a very good summonable card. And I also could have summoned this once, but I just was like, Montage Dragon, oh my god. Wasn't the smartest play, but I did OTK. So it all worked out in. Then we have 3 Gallus the Star Destroyer. This card can special summon itself by sending from the top of your deck to the graveyard a monster, and then you burn your opponent for 200 equal the stars of the sent card. So if you throw away a 10 level card, that's 2000 damage to your opponent. So just say bye to their life points. I OTK 2 people using this effect, so that's good. 1 human being I killed, or not killed, I burned for 4000. The other one for 600 direct, because I sent in another Gallus, and he had 500 life points left, so GG. And I think there was another human being that I just burned to death with Gallus, because this card is just amazing. It was my last opponent, I think so. So I couldn't get, I did not have enough damage yet, but Gallus came through, sending Gorse to the graveyard and making it a exactly lethal OTK once again. I am so happy. This card is very cool. Never surrender. Never get this card out. I played 3 Machina Fortress. This card is the second strongest card in your entire deck because it's just a 25 body. When it is destroyed by battle, you can destroy your opponent's monster. If it is targeted for any effect, you can look in your opponent's hand and rip a card. This card is insane. This card can also be special summoned by sending to the graveyard machine monsters that equal level 8. So you can even send itself and then with a monster and then summon himself back. So this card is very cool. Then we play Machina Gearframe. This card searches a Machina card, so you have Machina Force and of course Machina Fortress. It's just a normal searcher and nothing else. It's pretty good card. Oh my god, I love this card. It is Witch of the Black Rose. Holy shit. This card is so much fun. This card literally says that if this card is summoned, if this card is normal summoned, sorry, and you control no other cards, draw a card. If it is a monster, add it to your hand. If it's not, destroy both this card and the cards that you drew, and send them to the graveyard. That's so sick. This is a sick card. I really like this card. It's also a tuner, so I could make tuner plays, but I did not have a side deck and I did not have an extra deck, but we will get into it later. Yeah, we get into that later. I played 3 Cyber Valleys. This card literally is just Battle Fader on crack because it also draws you a card. It can be Book of Moon, which my first opponent did twice. I was like, sure, I guess I don't get the draw. And it also can draw you 2 cards, and it also can get rid of an opponent's monster that is very annoying, like Frog Spirits. I also played 2 Cyber Dragons, just because of the fact that it was in the decklist of Zuicid, and I just thought, sure, why not? I always sided these cards out for the side deck cards that I did have, because I just never really felt like playing them. Back row hate, not yet. First the hand traps. 3 Battle Fader because you need to stall, because if you don't see your card, you cannot play. So I'm still looking for ultimate Battle Faders, but it is what it is. Of course the 1 Gorse, because of this GOAT format, this card is insane. This card literally just says when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card, and then you can get a token for free. I love this card. I love this card art. It's amazing. Tragodia. Tragodia is a very interesting hand trap, because when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card, and this card gains 600 attack for each card in your hand. Most of the times, if you do not have Monster's Dragon, this card will be at 3000 or 36. It also has a second effect that you can send from your hand to the graveyard a monster, then target 1 monster your opponent controls with the same level of the sent monster, and take control of that card. And that's it. You can take control of that card. It's insane. It's so insane. This card is so freaking good, and it's a Body of Feud. It's I like this card. I like the card art. New favorite eddison. Back row hate. I played 1 Sasuke Samurai. This card is so cool because you can just normal summon. If it doesn't get Solemn Judgment, call Prio, pay 800 life points, then your opponent cannot activate any spells and traps anymore for the rest of this duel. So you just montage them for the game. Sadly, I did not get to see this card, but one day I will. Next up is Cold Wave. Cold Wave is the same thing as Sasuke Samurai, but it is a spell card. The spell card just makes your opponent not able to set any spell cards in their turn. They cannot activate them or now actually play them. So they cannot set them and they cannot activate them. Cold Wave is a very interesting card. It has a beautiful art, and I think it's something very special. Then last up, I played 1 Giant Runate, and I made a mistake game 1 because of the fact that my opponent called it out. Because I wasn't playing Giant Runate, I was playing Hate Runate. And for some reason, those are way different cards, but they have the same card art. I'm trying to look if I can find it. Because Giant Runate says return all spell and trap cards from both players' fields to the hand. And Hate Runate just says all set spell check. But just because Hatronade is only being was a card that came out later in Yu-Gi-Oh! Means you cannot play it. So if you and I copied kind of the deck list, I think just the deck list of zuicid, and I just was like, oh, I have Giant Runade, and I just decided in Hatronade. Look how similar they are. Yeah. So my opponent was like, is it legal? I said, yeah, I just net decked it because I did net deck this deck. Because of I just saw you play the thing. And then at the end of the match, my opponent was like, yo, my guy, is this card legal? And he said, you mean Giant Runade? No, Hatronade. And I said, no, only Giant Runade is legal. So I did illegally play, but it didn't really matter because I did not have Giant Runade at the time. I just bought it at the store. Because I would just have played another copy of Sasuke Samurai that is in my side. So I did not really win because of this card, or well, making this illegal play. So because I just could have summoned Sasuke Samurai, and it would have done the same thing. Because or you summon Judgment this, or you summon Judgment the summon, and even though if I normal summon Carl Prio, you can still activate like a Torrential Tribute, but it's only one monster, and your other monsters still get destroyed, so it doesn't even do anything. So in the end, it wasn't anything special, but still, I just didn't know. My opponent said, "No worries, bro." I can totally understand it. So, like you can see, the art are way the same in my opinion. But okay. This was my deck list for the main deck. I have a lot of fun with this deck. It's so crazy. Let's get just into the. I will just put them into the shiny. Okay. To the extra deck first, because the extra deck is just set 5 cards with 3 cards being the same. It's just 3 fortress, because if you see a machine deck and you just special summon a card, you can just go into this card. So it's an okay card. It's okay. And because the witch is a tuner, you can have also some synchro plays, and the only cards I could grab were Ancient Fairy Dragon, because it's legal at 1, and a Black Rose Dragon. Oh, AFD and Black Rose Dragon. So these cards are playable. I could summon them. There's just nothing else I could have done. I like Black Rose because if you have Gallus and Black Rose Witch, you can go into this card, blow your opponent's shield up, then summon Montage Dragon, and then just go for combo. This is a side deck because of the extra deck, because I did not have any interest in looking through my bulk to get Royal Guardian itself. And next up the side deck, I don't have a full side deck. I'm missing 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think so, if everything is correct. So we just go in. I played in the side deck 2 more Sasuke Samurai, because I think this card is very amazing. The only reason I am scared to summon Montage Dragon if there is any back row. So it is what it is. That's why I like this card to side it in way more. I play 1 Exiled Force, and I will definitely play this at 3, or maybe 2 in the side deck, but 2 or 3, not 1. I was just too lazy to get in my bulk. This was the first one I found, and this card got rid of so many things, because the first Eddison format tournament, a lot of people played floodgate cards like Fossil Dino. I just Exiled Force it OTK with Montage Dragon. So this card is pretty sick. I only play 1, but just play more. Okay, just play more. I'm telling you. I play 2 Doom Knights. It's a 1900 V stick, and it just negates a monster effect. Nothing much to say this card. The 3 DD Crow, because I saw people playing it, and I now know why, because a lot of people play Black Wings, and Black Wings is No. And as last card, I played Heavy Storm, because Heavy Storm is a good card. It destroys. I do not like Heavy Storm that much because of the fact that there is a trap card that if you would destroy 2 more cards your opponent controls, he can activate it, and then he just protects this card. So Starlight Road is the card called. So it's not that good of a card, but I'm happy that I can play my Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm was a spell card that I never knew was banned when I just played regular Yu-Gi-Oh with my brothers or friends or something. So this card is pretty cool. So this is the deck list. There's nothing much to say. I love it all. I will definitely maybe play more Montage Dragon, but I have so many decks that I want to build. Like for instance, I want to just play. I think it's DNA transplant that makes everything machine, and just summon Cyber Dragon and go into this card using all your opponent's monsters. It's pretty fun. But thank you all for watching. Oh wait, my matchup, of course. How can I forget the matchups? For the first tournament, a lot of people played Blackwing, Teledan. If I think that is how the deck is called. A lot of people played Lightsworn. I think there were 3 Lightsworn, 3 Blackwing, 2. How do the boys are called? The ninjas? I don't know. A lot of people played the same kind of deck. But the first matchup was against 6 Samurai. That's the Samurai deck I was talking about. I lost game 1, won game 2, won game 3. Then we called the Hate Rune thingy-majingy. So, sorry again, I felt very bad because I just don't want to play with illegal cards. That's not fun. Luckily, didn't make any change. So game 2 was against Blackwing. Of course, Blackwing talent that. I won game 1 of OTK because he just summoned the 800 attack Blackwing that you want in the graveyard. He attacked for game, and I was like, Montage Dragon, attack for game. And he was like, wait, what? Because I made the funny announcement like, oh, I just normal summon and attack for 800. So, I will just OTK you next turn. Don't you worry. Because he literally said, what could go wrong? I'm just attacking for just 800, man. Why not? I was like, oh, I'm just gonna OTK you, man. I'm just gonna OTK. And I did. I OTK'd it with Montage Dragon. Holy shit, it was so much fun. Game 2, he won. He just OTK'd and nothing much to say. And game 3, I just OTK'd him again. I drew Harpy's Feathers. No. Heavy Storm and Giant Runate. No, I'm not there. No Heavy Runate. And I drew Giant Runate. So it was like, sure, Giant Runate. And Montage Dragon for game. I was happy. He wasn't, but that doesn't. Game 3 was against Frog, Duke Frog and such, with a very skilled player. I lost 2-0. Or 0-2. There was nothing. There was literally nothing I could do. I was thinking about, okay, how can I get rid of frogs because they cannot be destroyed. I cannot target them for attacks. So I really need to find a way. Well, I did find a way because I lost game 1 and I did find a way in game 2 with Cyber Altenin. But I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then I was like, I could have played, no! And he just OTK'd me that exact turn. I was like, no! It is what it is. And game 3, I was against Blackwing, just full Blackwing, no talent Blackwing. And I won game 1. He OTK'd game 2. I had Battle Fade on hand, but he just did piercing damage. And for the last I checked, yeah, piercing damage doesn't affect Battle Fade. Because it's just only on attack declaration that is to the direct, that is direct attack. And I won game 3. I was in the top deck mode. I only had monsters. I had 2 battle faders, 1 tragedy, and I just kept stalling. And then I drew. He said he had set 5 pass. Okay, so I drew a Heavy Storm. I played Heavy Storm. I was like, yeah, I just need to do something, you know. If he has Solemn Judgment, he has Solemn Judgment, and he didn't. And then I drew. He said a trap card. I drew Montage Dragon for turn. I was like, I can win, but I'm really scared of that back row, and I still have some defensive options, so I'm just gonna play the defensive. Just summon my how's this fortress called again? Machina Fortress. Just attack him once. That went through. I was like, ooh, that's not fine. Then I attacked again, and he deprisoned me. And then I was like, okay, sure, I just go for Montage Dragon, attack for game. Because he didn't set any monsters, he had only 1 card in hand. He was also in top deck mode. I had a lot of cards in hand, but they were all trash, like 1 Gate Guardian, 1 Cyber Elton, of course 1 Dragon and 1 Gallus. Then I top deck for turn another Montage Dragon. I sent all to the graveyard. I kept Gallus in hand, summoned Montage Dragon. I think he had a monster issue, but I don't know if that for certain, but I did attack him. He still had life points left. And I Gallused him for game, baby. Let's go, Gallus for game. Send Gores. Ooh, yeah. So I had a lot of fun. I went 3-1, I got 5th place. Nothing could beat my day anymore. So thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you all a very